folks. Welcome to That's Dope,
the podcast where we talk about stuff that's dope.
My name is Godswill, your baritone bro host.
And I am Justin V, your high-voiced host. And today we are going to listen to our viewers for once.
What?
Basically, the topic at hand is a very special topic. Godswill and I realized that we're running out of things to talk about.
Yeah.
At least for right now. We were in one of those weird little dry
Funks.
seasons.
Yeah,
kind of like a funk where we were like, there's a lot of little things that are happening, but not a lot of really big, huge things that we can do an entire podcast about, And so we took it over and we asked our listeners, what do you want us to talk about?
And a month and a half later, we got back to you guys and
we are ready to deliver. The people spoke.
And we listened and we thought about it.
And here we go.
Boom.
Today's episode is going to be about the wonderful world of my favorite game, Super Smash Brothers.
Wow.
Oh.
I guess we're going to tell you guys about like why we think Smash is awesome. I guess what we're hoping for, the future games, and then I guess any other resources or anything else that's like really been a big impact, I guess, on Smash or whatever.
Definitely.
I guess one reason I really like the Smash games, all Smash games, N64 all the way up to Brawl and Project M right now. They do something totally different.
Definitely.
There's been fighting games, like Tekken or
Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter. And I know you'll get into this a lot more, more eloquently than I can. But for me, I really do like the innovativeness that it has brought, where it brought together your favorite characters, like all the characters that you could think of in the Nintendo world together. And he's like, oh, how would it be if Mario interacted with Samus, or Captain Falcon with Jigglypuff, Pikachu, And
it just sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's that doesn't sound like that's something's possible, especially when you had N64, it's like, oh, especially before then, it's like games had to be standard, maybe licensed. Most likely they were licensed,
yeah, man.
And standalone, But this game was a giant mashup that
it was
worked.
Like the Avengers of
exactly.
Nintendo 64,
Perfect. And exactly. It was the Avengers where you had a lot of potential to fail. It's just like, oh, what is this? We have fighting games that are standard. You had your Street Fighter, and the system worked. And even today, as adults that are finding new ways to really innovate the way we play the game. When I first met this guy, I thought I had known everything I needed to know. I knew how to Falcon Punch, and, and I knew how to Falcon Kick. Good enough, right? So, but I never even shielded before. Before meeting this guy rolled. And, I'm still finding new ways to play the game, and it's fun. And no matter which Smash game I do play, I am still finding ways to have a good time, either with new people who don't play the games, turn on items or turn on computers, and it's still a good time, or play with, experts, and, you're sweat. I remember at Comic-Con, too, I was wearing nothing but a Cupid costume, just a robe. And I was sweating my balls off because, I was in a super hard 2v2 with, Justin versus two Asian guys that...
And we brought the hype!
And, I was sweating. And because, it was such an intense battle. And, it was so fun. It was just wow, this is legit, So
I definitely agree. I think what makes Smash Bros. Such an innovative series is, especially compared to, the other fighting games, it's about... With other fighting games like Street Fighter, which is great, I love Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. It's very much about understanding all of the combos and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. The very specific set list of combos and things that you can do and whatnot.
There's a certain way you have to play it.
Yeah, there's a certain way of playing. You know what I mean? And there's a certain way of winning, which is taking away all of your opponent's life. Mm-hmm. That's it. You know what I mean? With Smash, though, it's so much more creative. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's ways you can kill people with not with touching them one time, which is crazy. You know what I mean? It's about playing and positioning yourself. It's not just a fighting game, but in a sense, it's almost like a physics game as well. You have to understand what's going to happen when a character is hit a certain way, how you can manipulate certain things to make it so that your character, which seems like it could never potentially make it back on the stage, somehow does at the last second in some epic way. You have to figure out how some way you can make a crazy comeback when you're down 3 stocks to 1. 3 stocks to 1, you have to make. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Oh man!
But it's amazing because it's a game where, on the surface, it's like a party game. You bring it to a party. People who don't even know how to play Smash Bros. That well, they'll play it and they'll be like, "Yeah, this is great." But then you look at it and you're like, "This is just the tip of the iceberg." On the surface, it's so simple, but then you dive down and you just keep diving. Me, I've been playing the original Smash Bros. Game for almost 14 years.
Oh, Jesus.
Almost 14 years.
That's going to high school right now. Right? Yeah, dude. Dang, that's
crazy. And I'm still, the only thing crazier is I'm still learning things about that game. That's insane. That's insane. You know, the level of depth that's in these games is crazy. It's crazy. But at the same time, it has a duality where it can be just a really simple, fun party game. And I think that's what makes this fighting game series honestly like the best one in my opinion.
I agree with you, and also it's one reason why like it's so widely touted and why I guess like the fans wanted to talk about it, because it allows all these things. It allows, I guess, like a new experience for someone else. I mean, honestly, like if you play like a game like Virtua Fighter or Tekken or whatever, you know, like it's sort of a straightforward game where it's like either you're good or you're not, you know, and like you have to get better by practicing a lot, of course, but you're probably not gonna have as much fun if you don't practice. You know, you can button mash, but you know it's not as fun.
Definitely,
anyway.
And I'm definitely not ducking any of the top tier people in that, because they are phenomenal.
Exactly.
Like the way they play is phenomenal. But Smash for me is just a different breed. It just looks at the genre as like, what if we just stepped away from the standard 2D fighter?
Yeah.
And just made it something entirely new and made it something our own.
Exactly.
And I love the game for that.
Exactly. And I guess like one last thing about like I guess like why this game is awesome, like in general way, is because it is like people, there's so many fans of Nintendo games, and like I would say it was a mashup, but it also pays homage to all these games, and I guess like also it's a good way of marketing for all these games.
It's true.
I mean, like it is like, oh, what game's Pit from? I gotta do that. Oh, what game is Ike and Marth from? Okay, I gotta try, you know, Fire Emblem, and boom, great games right there.
Cool.
Pokemon, if you somehow never heard about Pokemon, you know, but you like Pikachu or Jigglypuff or whatever, you know, you will enjoy the future games. And it's awesome, I guess, to like, you know, really see, it's a nice call to like all these wonderful games, you know, and it's, you know, definitely like how people now are like super excited about like the new characters are coming up for the future games, you know, like we don't even really know how these guys play, but we're excited that they're there because we have love for these characters, you know, and it's nice that Nintendo is sort of remembering like the fans in a way of like this is who you love, and you can use them, you know, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, boom, exactly, you know, and it's just sort of nice to, I guess, like have that all together in one big mashup, the Avengers or whatever, you know. Let's start things off with like story time.
Story time, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't you go first?
Okay.
How did you get into Smash Bros?
Okay, so I first got into Smash as a kid, you know, like when it first came out on the N64, and it was just like, wow, this is an awesome game, you know, and like me and my brother, we would play it like all the time. You know, I was pretty excited when I got Captain America, but I think my
Captain America.
Sorry, Captain Falcon. I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
You're stuck 2 podcasts ago, bro.
Right.
Still thinking about Chris Evans. That's what it is.
Right. Oh man. No, I got Captain Falcon. And it's just like, wow, this guy's really cool. My brother was always on DK, you know, and I guess it was just based on like who we were as people in a way. I like the sort of quick speediness of Captain Falcon. And my brother was just always this sort of powerhouse. And you should see my brother. He's a big dude. So, and my brother would beat me, and, you know, I'd beat him every now and then. But, you know, like, we loved it. And, like, we didn't have this game permanently, unfortunately, like, because we just rented it from Blockbuster every now and then. We got the game, and then I had to give the game to my cousins in Africa. 2001, along with my N64. Because
Dude, I'm crying right now. Holy shit. That literally sounds like the worst thing. Like,
yeah, man.
Like, shout outs to cousins in Africa, but that's awful. That is awful.
I hope they're enjoying it.
God.
Although I never heard back from. I had my Game Boy Color. This like I don't know, like I didn't want to, but you know, like I think
dude, I know the struggle, man. I know the struggle, man. Like
immigrant struggle, right?
That's the thing, man. You go home, you go to India with the DS, and you walk back with a coconut. Like,
right?
I get it, man. All of a sudden, your cousins, they're balling out of control,
right?
Bringing in technology that the village hasn't even seen before.
Right.
You know?
A whole new world, right?
Yep.
Oh man, but and then like I would play it every now and then. I don't remember like us doing anything with that Smash until my brother got me an N64 and 2 controllers for my birthday. like 4 years ago or
Dang.
yeah, right. And
That's a good brother, man.
Yeah,
That's a really good brother.
I mean, he's messed up quite a bit, no, but he's a great dude. And
He's at least a good gift giver.
Exactly.
We'll keep it at that.
There you go.
He's a
Right.
good gift giver.
Right. And then we got back into it, and then like now we're going to college, and we see each other not as often, but like every break or so, and we would do it where we would play games. Like this would be our main game. Like we would play other games. He would watch me play games, but this would be the game that he would play, and I would play, and we went at it, and it was tough. And then we would have like one battle before we go, and just good times. Like where we would go, like if he was winning, he would always like talk smack and like make jokes, mean jokes, but I would laugh because it was pretty funny. And then like if I was getting him, he would just be stone faced, quiet, and you could feel the tension. And then we would put some music on, and and just get turned up, and then be like go like Kyle can, and then just go at it, and then like one of us would win, and it just felt like a good way to end the break. It wasn't like as intense. And then I met this fool, Justin, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at Smash. I got an N64, and he's like, oh, you do, and well,
Is that how I sounded?
No,
It really sound like I was like in fucking Agrabah.
like I don't know, I was thinking like the visor, honestly. Like it's just like, Jafar over here is like,
It won't break. It broke.
Oh man, so I meet this guy 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah. So we met up. Like the first time I meet him, he's a cool dude, and he comes over the next day. He whips my ass super hot.
I can't remember. I think you got like a hidden.
Super hot ass whooping where like he couldn't even touch the guy. 3 stock, 0 damage, like most of the time. Maybe like 1 or 2 hits if I was lucky.
Yeah, I think you got a hidden, man.
Oh my god, and I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my god, F this guy, Justin. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Like,
we could be friends.
I remember it because you invited me over like the next day. Like I met him at Midnight Pancakes, right, with my friend Sarosh. Shout out to Sarosh making this happen. And the next day he was just like, yo, let's play Smash. I'm like, when you free? He's like, dude, I'm free tomorrow. I'm like, okay. I swing by, and I don't hear from Godswill for a couple of months after that.
Right? It was like, what happened after that? Like, I don't really remember, but like, yeah, like we talked eventually. I don't remember like what got us to talking again, but like,
I think your wounds healed.
Yeah,
from the second asshole.
It hurt. Like, right. No, there's the third asshole.
The third asshole. I skipped past the second one and created a third one.
It was just like, what the hell? I took lessons from the master, and here I am. At number 2, Mr. Gohan right here, trying to show other people what's up, and I show them what's up with Captain Falcon, and even the love of Smash has grown to the point where I want to cosplay with this guy
as Captain
Falcon. Yes. So yeah, hopefully you guys will see us at A-Kon. I'll be the Black Falcon, and he'll be the
Standard Falcon.
Boom.
Standard
So yeah, it's gonna be legit. And we'll put pictures, I guess, once we finally do it. So like for the future people who are like, "Oh, I want to see." But, so that's my history with Smash. Honestly, it's been a great time. And then it's been a go-to party game, and definitely like within the crew, friends that we have, it's been like our thing that we do is like almost our Bible in a way, like where it's like, or this is our community.
To feel like a Smash guy,
Smash guy, right? Yeah, right. And it's all because this guy is just like he taught us the ways, and here we are like the Z Warriors. Like we call ourselves like I'm Goku now. No, I'm Goku. No, you're Yamcha. Oh, so that's my history with that.
Started as a Chatsu, now you're here. Oh. Started as a Chatsu.
Perfect. So, boom. We need to make that a song where maybe we need to work with like I don't know.
The beat is just Chaozu getting blown up over again.
Someone make this happen, please. So
that'd be beautiful.
So yes,
hit up Josh Casey.
Right. Yeah, right. I gotta see like how he's gonna make the music for it.
It'd be amazing.
But yeah, so that's my history with it. It's been a game that has really impacted my college years for sure, and also my youth. So I guess tell us your story about like why do you like Smash?
Definitely. So my Smash Bros. Story, and I guess kind of one of the reasons why I was so freakishly good whenever you played me was because Smash is a huge thing in my family. It is crazy in my fam. Like, it's insane. My brother and I basically the story. I still remember the first time I played Smash Bros. It was spring break, back when I lived in Vancouver, Washington. We had some cousins who lived in Seattle who'd always just have that edge up on us in terms of games and game consoles and all that, right? They'd always have a game just before we did. And so we always look forward to that. You know, we go over there, we always play something new. And we went over there for spring break, and they're playing this fighting game. And we get our asses whooped, but we're having so much fun, you know? And of course, it's Smash Bros, you know? Mm-hmm. And I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, can we please get this game? And he's like, if you and Jobin get all A's on your report card, I'll get you the game. And so summer happens. We get all A's on our report card, and Dad takes us, and we pick up Smash Bros.
Happiest day ever.
And man, like, we just played the hell out of the game. Me and my brother had a mission. We were like, okay, next time we go to Seattle, we can't lose to our cousins. We got to beat the crap out of them. And we did. We played so much, and we like demolished our cousins in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, we still had Smash for a really long time. Like, the Xbox had come out, but we didn't care. We had a Nintendo 64. We had Smash Bros. And we were just playing that thing. You know, neighborhood kids would show up. Psh, get out of my face with that. Get out of here.
Run the block, son.
We did. We literally did. We literally did. Like, no one on our street could beat us. Like, everyone that we came across was just not even, like, close. Just demolished. You know, like, it wasn't even close. And me and my brother, we just felt really good about that. We're like, yeah. And then the Xbox comes out, and me and my brother aren't quick to hop on that. We're still playing Smash for a while. But then just before Halo 2 comes out, we get an Xbox. And so, you know, we hop on Halo 2, a little bit of Mech Assault, because that game is great. But we're just playing these games. And we kind of like lay off Smash for a little bit, you know. Xbox 360 comes on, we get that too. And all of a sudden, I realized that I have cousins on my mom's side. See, all the cousins that were in Seattle, they were on my dad's side, right? But then we got a visit from this guy named Tom, who was a relative on my mom's side. And Tom, like, I still remember this match. It was 3 of us. It was my brother, me, and Tom, Sector Z. And Tom, it ends up being just me and Tom at the end. That's it. Just me and Tom. Jobin knocked out. Knocked out.
It was a team or
it was a team.
Okay.
It was a team.
Okay.
It was free for all.
Okay, cool.
Jobin's dead. That never happens. Usually, like, whenever we're fighting, it's like whoever is playing against us, they die super quickly because they can't keep up. But Tom was like Super Saiyan at this game. You know what I mean? Like, he was on our level with it. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And somehow I barely beat Tom. Somehow. It came out into one good smash attack and I barely beat Tom. And it was cool. It was a breath of relief, but it wasn't necessarily a moment where I was like, yeah, I'm really good. It was like, wow, this dude comes out of nowhere and just like almost beats both of us, you know? Yeah. That was crazy. And so me and my brother were like, we got to get back on the Smash Bros train, man. We got to get back on the Smash Bros circuit, you know? Yeah. So we're going and we're like playing and we're learning more and more about the game. More and more and more, always learning more about this game. And then later, he comes back. And he comes with another cousin of mine named Jijo. And, you know, we can beat Tom. You know, Tom and Jijo, we can beat them one-on-one. That's fine. But in teams, they destroy us. They wrecked us so badly in teams. This was my sophomore year of college. They wrecked us in teams. And me and my brother were like, man, we got to get our team game on point. And that's when we really started to dive into this game even more. You know, my brother, when he was at UT, he played with somebody who like played professionally. And so he learned a little bit from that guy. Who? And I don't know his name. I forgot his name.
Okay. No, that's still legit though.
He played a little bit with this guy who played professionally. And so he learned a little bit there, you know, and I was playing with my friend Sam at the time, who ends up becoming really, really good, really quickly. Mm-hmm. Even though he hadn't played any Smash at all, he just played with me, and now he's really, really good. And when we come back for a break, we're just playing, and we're like, you know, if we do this attack, then you can do this attack right after. You know, if you do this attack and this attack right after, then you can do this attack right after that. And that's when combos happen. We learn combos. We learn things like wombo combos, how you can kill people from when they're at 0% and just kill them.
0 to 100.
0 to death. The 0 to death wombo combos, like, on point, you know, it's hype. And then we learn things like team combos, where what if we had 2 Falcons and then we could extend these combos, and any gaps that would be made by this here, we can finish off with this spike right here. Like, it was crazy. We were just building off of each other. That's the thing. Me and my brother, like, When we think Smash, it's the same wavelength. It's the same wavelength. You know what I mean? We're talking Jaeger co-pilots, synchronization.
I don't think there's so many different anime like references. Like I could be like, oh, but he doesn't have C and C. But yeah,
no, man, Jaeger co-pilots, man, straight up,
I like that.
straight
like
up.
that.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's just crazy. And now like people, you see me be on teams one time.
Uh-huh.
It's a massacre. If people can take off like a life from me and my brother, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive because it's just the team combos are too much.
Gogeta right here.
Much.
Right?
It is. We do the fusion dance. You're done. The double falcon, the double falcon combos.
Like, I'm trying to imagine
the falcon punch waiting for you, like right after the end of my combo. Oh, it's too much.
Like I want to see you two get together and do this.
No, it's disgusting. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
But my point is that even though me and my brother, like, so now, like, basically the situation where I am in terms of Smash Bros. Right now is me and my brother, we go to different schools. We're doing different things. Like, I just started my job here in Dallas. My brother, he's probably going to end up working in Houston or something because he's doing petroleum engineering. Mm-hmm. And so whenever we see each other, it's not often. But whenever we do come together, one thing is guaranteed. Smash Bros. Mm-hmm. We have to play Smash Bros. We have to play Smash Bros. It's such a big part. Me and my brother, we're, like, on equal wavelengths. Like that thing that you were talking about, how you and your brother, there'd always be that one final epic battle. Well, me and my brother do that too. Like when we're playing, it doesn't matter who's winning more the entire day.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the winner take all round. Because my brother and I, skill wise, we're the same. But the person who gets to say who's better whenever people ask is the person who wins the winner take all round. Right now, Jobin is better than me because he whooped my ass the last time that we played. But I'm coming for the throne, bro. You better watch out.
Better watch the throne.
Yeah. And so I guess, for me, Smash Bros. Has been so ingrained into my family. You know what I mean? It's giving me and my brother like a bond, like a weird bond that most people don't have, to the point where we could be like completely different people, but there's this one aspect of ourselves that's just the same wavelength. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where when my family comes together, we can play, and it's hype. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hype behind it. Mm-hmm. And so that, I guess that kind of is why Smash for me is so important. Why I'm so good at Smash is because I kind of have to be, I have to be, my family expects me to keep up.
gotta have that banner for your family.
So, what is it, I guess, about this new Smash Bros. Games that you're really looking forward to?
Okay, well, I personally don't know as much. Like, I've sort of been behind times because honestly, I haven't been really paying attention to the Wii U or Nintendo that much lately. I mean, it's just like meh, like I don't have a Wii U and I'm not really planning on getting one. But so far I've been hearing a lot of hype about this game. Oh, yeah. And, maybe I have to do that. I mean, especially if I get some grown-up money.
That grown-up money?
Right?
Ooh!
Yeah, right? Maybe I will have to change my mind about that. But, like, I guess, like, the few main things that, like, I am excited for are, I guess, like, the main characters that are, like, they're coming back. Or, and, like, also the new characters,
Little Mac?
Yeah, right? Mario Brothers?
Tetris?
For you guys who don't know, by the way, like, we're always referencing this one movie, the Dream Roster.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Dream Roster.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
By Donkey.
Yeah, we'll have to like post that video.
Yeah, it'll be a link in the description for that video. It's so funny.
So funny,
you guys gotta watch it.
So yeah, this is before Super Smash 4 comes out. But I'm really happy to see like it's the new characters. I mean, definitely Little Mac. Like I saw that trailer and that actually got me hyped.
That got me hyped, man.
I was like, I gotta learn boxing now for some reason. And then Mega Man was really cool to see.
Mega Man. Excited about that,
right? I'm really interested to see like how I guess like new characters like Wii Fit Trainer is gonna be. That sounds really weird.
So weird.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, I haven't really heard too much, and I don't know. I guess I would be more attuned to the news these coming months, especially like as we're getting closer and closer to that. What about you?
I guess for me, in terms of Smash Bros, there's a documentary on Smash Bros called The Smash Brothers, and there's a link to this in the description. Oh my God! If you like Smash Bros, if you don't like Smash Bros, it doesn't matter. Go watch this documentary. If you don't like Smash Bros, watch this documentary. If you do like Smash Bros, watch this documentary right now. Right now. I'm not even joking. It doesn't matter which Smash Bros game you like. You just need to watch this documentary. It essentially talks about the rise and fall and then rebirth of competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee. And it sounds weird, but it's a really great watch. And they were talking about how the Melee people, when they saw the trailer for Brawl, they're all really excited, They had a big party for it or whatever, and they play the game, and it's just so different, and it's so slow and so boring. And it's true when you see professional Melee and you watch that next to like professional Brawl, like it's slow. It's slow and it's boring to watch compared to professional Melee. I mean, there's
and
obviously,
we just lost 10 subscribers.
but I mean, there's definitely exceptions. You know what I mean? There's some hype Brawl matches for sure. You know.
Yeah.
But overall, generally speaking, Melee is just an incredibly fast-paced game, and Brawl feels like it catered more to this casual demographic. It was as if Nintendo looked at the hardcore demographic and was like, we don't need you guys. But with this new game, it's really interesting because it's getting back to kind of like the roots that make Smash Bros. So great, in the sense that if you want to play casually, the new Smash Bros. Game has that offering for you. You know what I mean? It has all these awesome new characters, crazy creative stages, etc. But if you want to play competitively, the new Smash Bros. Game is doing so many little things that makes me feel like it's starting to realize, hey, this competitive audience is actually a big deal. We should probably try to work with these guys. Things like Final Destination mode, where every map has has two modes: the standard mode with all the map hazards and all the weird little nuances to the map, and then the Final Destination mode, which is literally the playing field leveled out like Final Destination, but with the background of the map that it originally is on. So then you can enjoy all those courses and still not have to worry about things being BS because a random tornado comes out of nowhere. Hyrule, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
I like
out of nowhere.
I like tornadoes.
I hate that tornado. It ruins my life.
Right.
But I digress. And on top of that, I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but they're having this thing called the Smash Bros. Invitational. 16-person tournament. These people are being flown around the world by Nintendo. Top tier Super Smash Bros. Players playing the new Smash Bros. Game before it even comes out.
Really now?
Yeah. Okay. And it's going to be hype. And that's awesome because I don't think Nintendo's really ever done something like that. At least not to that kind of a scale where it's that hyped, where they like bring people who are just really, really good at the game together to have like this epic tournament, and things like that make me excited for this game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I think this really could be the thing that I guess that saves Nintendo, or
It
like really
has to.
bring it back. I mean, because definitely, like, yeah, Wii U has been like so marginalized. I mean, people are not paying attention to it. I'm not, you know, and most like there's no real great games that like utilize the the Wii U, or like the.
I mean, there's some, like Super Mario Bros.
There's only a
Wii
few
U.
though.
Yeah, there's a couple of like the games that are good on
but
Wii U
people
are
aren't
really
buying,
fun.
exactly, people aren't really buying a Wii U, and people are sort of ignoring it. I mean, just like I have my Wii,
Yeah.
or I have a 3DS. Why get a Wii U?
Because it feels like, honestly, like the Wii U, like I have one because I won one at Akon, but it feels like catch up. It's not necessarily very innovative per se. So it doesn't have a whole lot going for it. It just feels like they're like, oh, the Xbox 360 has HD graphics. We do too.
Right.
And it's just like, come on,
Right.
Nintendo, come on.
Uh-huh.
But luckily, the software sells the hardware. And I'm confident that if this Smash Bros. Game does as well as it's projected to, then we have the potential to actually have Nintendo be saved.
Yeah,
Because honestly, this is the Hail Mary. This is the Hail Mary
Right.
of everything. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm hoping it does well because I really want to see like a HD Legend of Zelda game. Oh my God, I would cry. It would be so
legit,
beautiful.
yeah,
You know, I don't want it to get canned because the Wii U does badly.
Yeah.
But I think that this is the Hail Mary, and honestly, I think they're making a lot of really good decisions with this game.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Like, I guess what the future plays out. I mean, it's honestly, like Smash has been such a successful franchise, and I guess like we're hoping that it continues to be because of all these wonderful things that it's brought to us, and like all this innovation it's brought to the video game world. It's been a big part of our lives.
Definitely.
And definitely, like, we're really hoping for success. I guess you guys out there who are listening to us, I guess, what do you guys like? What made you want us to talk about Smash? Like, what are your favorite memories from it? How'd you get into it? Who are you hoping, and what are you hoping for this new Smash game right here? Definitely want to hear from you guys.
Definitely.
And definitely want to connect with our fans a lot more. So yeah, do you want to close it out?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely have some things to say, so just some final thoughts.
Okay.
I just want to give a really huge, gigantic shout out to this documentary. It's a fan-made documentary, but honestly, it's one of my favorite documentaries of all time. I'm not even joking. So basically, this guy went around and he made this 9-part documentary series on competitive Melee from the start of the game to where it is now. The rise and fall essentially of Melee. How it went from, at its peak, it was this MLG headlining game.
Uh-huh.
And then it was dropped and it was just plummeted into the dark ages. And then Brawl comes out and it just splits the community even more. And almost how Melee is starting to finally climb back up the ladder.
Okay.
And it follows like these 7 players who are just really, really good at the game, and at the time that they were playing are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And each episode kind of follows a different player,
Okay.
or a different set of players. And honestly, it's amazing. For starts, like I said, I'm not crazy into Melee,
Mm-hmm.
but that documentary honestly made me want to pick up a GameCube and just start playing.
Oh wow!
It really did. It really did. It really did.
Uh-huh.
Just the way that they spoke about the game, and the way that I speak about the game, the way that I feel about original Smash Bros. Like it's the same feelings, you know. For me, what makes Smash Bros. My favorite game is unparalleled creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Like other games, they're cool, you know, and I have a lot of fun and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But Smash Bros. Is the only game that I found where I can literally do whatever I want to, and I can be so creative in such an unorthodox way. You know, like I watch some of the people play, and I'll see like me and my brother will be playing sometimes, and I'll watch some of the combos that he'll do, and I'll be like, dang man, that's just art. Like the way, like how fluid everything was just then was just beautiful in its own weird way, you know. And I know it sounds so lame, but honestly, it's a way of expressing myself that I haven't really been able to do before, you know. And it sucks. Like I have the brain of an artist, but I have the hands, you know, of a worker bee, and that sucks. That sucks, you know. Like I'll think of something really cool in my brain, and I'll be like, yeah, this is super cool, and I'll try to like sketch it out, and it's just awful. It's horrendous. It's just gah. But with Smash Bros, it doesn't work that way. Like I can think, hey, wouldn't this be really cool if I could do this, and this within the limitations of the engine, and I can just do that on the controller. It's like the controller is my paintbrush and easel almost, you know, and all the different combos and all the different chains that I do. That's just my own way of artistically expressing myself. And it sounds so dumb, I know, but honestly, like the reason why this game is my favorite game is because this is the one time where I can just sit down and just feel free to do whatever I want, whenever I want to. And
dang, that is really deep. I mean, like honestly, like I've never really thought that hard into it.
It's just.
And I like that.
Yeah, I love it, and it's almost like I think that's might be the reason why it's such a big deal in my family, you know. And watching the documentary, it's so refreshing seeing so many other people having the same mindset. You know, they for them they view it as more than just a game. It's something that becomes a part of them. Something that they can use to express themselves, because you know, like I'm not gonna lie, like there's you know some pretty chill people in that documentary. Shout out to PC Chris, that dude seems so cool. And there's also some like really weird people in the documentary, like people, you know, like Mewtwo King, who's like this autistic kid who somehow found himself through Smash Bros. You know, but all those people just have like this passion, and they use Smash Bros as an outlet to express that passion and that creativity and that desire. And this documentary just does a really good job of showcasing all of that. And it's done in a way where people who aren't super duper into Smash Bros or aren't into Melee can just watch it and really enjoy. You know, it's real people with real stories, and it's just really captivating. Honestly, it's like 9 parts, and each part is like half an hour long. So it's over 4 hours long, and I watched it all in one setting. Dang. That's how much I liked it.
Dang, okay, I gotta check this out myself. I feel a little bad.
It's called The Smash Brothers. It's on YouTube. It's free. They have a Kickstarter now to make a full-length feature film about this European Smash Bros player called Armada, and a couple of other Smash Bros people who are just really good. And like seriously, with my grown-up money, I'm donating to that. There'll be links to the Smash Brothers documentary as well as links to the Kickstarter in the description below. Please contribute if you got some money, because this seems like a really cool project. I'd like to make it happen.
Might have to if I start making money soon. But yeah, I mean, wow, this has been a really good in-depth talk about Smash. I mean, definitely is really good to see like why it's such a big deal, you know. And hey, definitely we'd love to hear from you guys. I guess like, what do you guys think about Smash? I mean, you guys wanted us to talk about it. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think about what Justin said about Brawl being the worst? But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But definitely we want to hear from you guys. Definitely give us some more ideas of what to talk about. So something that we are planning in the future actually has to do with Smash Bros. Is something called Bro Talk.
Yeah.
Where we're going to be doing with the grown-up money that Justin is making. Wow. We're going to get like ourselves a capture card and we're going to play some video games and have Bro Talk, you know?
Yeah. Basically, like Godswill and I kind of have this tradition. Like after our podcasts are done, we just sit down and we throw on the Nintendo 64 with Smash Bros. And we just talk. It's very free form. We talk about our issues, some things that are going on in our life, you know, problems with our family, problems with relationships, you know, just a lot of really in-depth stuff.
Exactly. It's not sad times. It's good times.
Not sad,
like,
it's not just sad times.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Yeah. It's always fun, good
Yeah.
times. And like usually we do like somehow we're able to talk and like have like really good intense battles. So
Yeah.
we're hoping to bring that to you guys really soon and you know, be on the lookout for that. Definitely would love to hear what you guys think. Let us know in the comment section and you know, talk to us on Facebook, talk to us on YouTube. We try to get to you guys as soon as possible.
For those of you who want to watch more episodes, there's going to be an annotation on screen right now. Awesome. I love doing that. I really do love doing that. You can listen to more episodes here. Be sure to subscribe if you really enjoyed our content. And as always, stay dope, folks.
Yeah, we
Have
hope
a
to
great
hear from
day.
you guys. Peace.